We finally made it to the end of the first season in Chicago Bears franchise, so this episode will be the entire first offseason. That includes going over the stats, going over the awards, checking out some upgrade points for the team if anybody won any awards or anything like that. We're also going to do free agency and the draft. That's all going to be in this video. I'm really excited to get started with this. This is when we can actually start making this team a lot better. So free agency, I plan to spend some money just to make sure we get some solid starters on this team. And then of course you got the draft, building for the future and also for now, because if we can get some really good rookies, we can actually, make the team a lot better for this next season. We're going to begin then by simulating through the playoffs. Let's go to the Pro Bowl first. I want to see if anybody actually made the Pro Bowl from our team. That would be pretty cool. Our fullback made the Pro Bowl. He's a god. Darnell Mooney, is he anywhere to be seen? He is not. Not sure if anyone on the defense will make it. Certainly no one on the offensive line. There's no way. Roquan Smith is the second middle linebacker. That's pretty cool at least. And Cairo Santos is the kicker. We had a couple Pro Bowlers. I'll take it. Super Bowl is between the Broncos and the 49ers. That's not really that common of a Super Bowl, I feel like, in Madden. But we're going to advance by the Super Bowl, see who wins, and then we'll go over the stats. I feel like the 49ers might win. I don't know why. All right, that's just not true. 35-17, the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. Let's check out the statistics, though. Now, this is not going to be pretty. I'm aware. Justin Fields, 3,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, 32 interceptions. Yeah, Justin Fields sucked this year. Mainly, I was horrible. I was just awful using Justin Fields this season. I'm hoping to get better with him. I still want to try to develop him. I really do. Because he doesn't actually have that bad of stats and he has a lot of potential. Still very young, solid development trait. I'm looking to get him on the right track. This was just not the year. Rushing, we also could not run the ball very well. 11 touchdowns on the ground for Khalil Herbert isn't that bad. Played 16 games, right? So not awful. Justin Fields, 406 yards. We definitely have to work in some different sliders or something to get some other running backs actually running the football. But Khalil Herbert, 902 yards, 11 touchdowns. Not that bad. I'm, of course, looking to replace him, though, this season. He's just not explosive enough for me. I think he has a lot of potential in real life. He's actually a really good runner. But just in terms of Madden, he's just not fast enough, in my opinion. Darnell Mooney, though, was the man of the offense. 105 catches, 1,459 yards, 8 touchdowns. He had a really good season. Cole Kmet, the second leading receiver. Velus Jones had 636 yards. Not too much other than those top 3 guys there. But Darnell Mooney, by far, the favorite option for Justin Fields. A lot of sacks allowed. Tevin Jenkins was pretty bad this year, I feel like. These sack numbers are actually a bit lower than I expected them to be. I feel like a lot of the sacks Tevin Jenkins let up was when he was still at tackle. I'm definitely looking to improve the offensive line in this first offseason. 145 tackles, though, for Roquan Smith leading the team. He had 26 tackles for loss. Maybe we get a dev up for him. That would be monumental if he can go up to superstar dev. 16 for loss for Gibson, 14 for Ben Burr-Kirven, 13 for Muhammad. Not many sacks, like, at all. Brisker nearly has the most sacks on this team. He has 5. 119 tackles. That could be enough for something here. Interceptions, the leader is Davion Taylor, tied with Troy Pride. 3 for Roquan Smith and Jalen Johnson, 2 for Ben Burr-Kirven, 1 for DeAndre Houston Carson. Got a couple touchdowns here as well. Jalen Johnson actually had 2 pick sixes, or maybe one of those is a fumble. I actually don't know, but 2 defensive touchdowns. 1 for Davion Taylor, Jaquan Brisker, and Nicholas Morrow. It's pretty cool to see. We had 1 safety this year. We had a blocked kick as well. Actually, 2 blocked kicks. Sick. Forced fumbles, I feel like we had a good bit. I feel like I forced a lot of fumbles this year, actually. And a lot of those were recovered as well. Pass deflections, there's just not many here. Catches allowed. A lot of these guys have 0. I mean, sure. That's not really how that stat should work, I guess. There's no way Jalen Johnson had 0. I just won't believe that. We were last in the NFL in offense, probably by a pretty large margin. Defense probably also last. Oh no, we were 14th. That's in terms of yardage, though. Yeah, we were definitely last in offensive yards. 200, essentially, from the Seahawks there. We had the lowest passing yards, obviously. Probably the lowest rushing yards. Oh, no, we don't. We're not the worst rushing team. Nice. Points per game. How are we in this? 22. That's not that good. Passing touchdowns, definitely last. Rushing touchdowns, we're not last. And then first downs gained, also not last. So I guess it could have been a little bit worse. Defensively, we weren't the best, but we're also not the worst. I'll take that at least. We're good in like anything on the defense. Points allowed, we have to probably be near the top. Yeah, we definitely are. The Seahawks had 9 sacks in a full season? That can't be right. No way they only finished with 9. I mean, we didn't finish with all that many, but we had 32 at least. Fumble recoveries, we're actually near the top. Interceptions, kind of near the top as well. So that's not all that bad. Let me see something, man. There's no way the Seahawks only had 9 sacks. Oh my God, the Seahawks had 9 sacks. What? That's awful. How does that even happen? Let's check out these yearly awards. Now, obviously, we're not going to have any Bears in here for probably anything. Offensive Player of the Year is Cooper Kupp. Obviously, no Bears. Defensive Player of the Year is Aaron Donald. We actually have Roquan Smith at number 9. Let's go. Rookie of the Year for the NFC is Drake London. We have Velus Jones, though, at number 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Kayvon Thibodeau. Jaquan Brisker at number 6. And Kyler Gordon at number 10. Best quarterback. How does my man Justin Fields not win? He got robbed. Best running back. Khalil Herbert at number 8. I mean, okay. He finished higher than David Montgomery. I'll take that. Let's go. Best receiver. I expect Darnell Mooney to be on here somewhere, and he's actually not. I mean, I guess some of these receiver seasons are kind of wild. We do see Odell, though, former Bear. He made the list. Best offensive lineman. There shouldn't be any Bears on this. Best D lineman. No one from the Bears. Best linebacker. Roquan Smith, maybe somewhere. He's at number 9. Best defensive back. No Bears. Best kicker is Cairo Santos. I'll take that. So not great in terms of the awards, but we also just weren't good this year, so it kind of makes sense. I'm going to check out the roster really fast just to see if anyone went up in development trait and to check out these experience points if there's any at all. No development trait improvements here on the offense. Also just like no experience points or anything like that lying around. Hop over to the defense though. Roquan is not up, but Davion Taylor is. I kind of like that, I guess. Maybe he can actually retain his starting role on this team. Star dev, he's 25, he has some speed, that's not that bad. I was really hoping for a dev up for Roquan Smith, but he's still a really good player, so not all that bad. But not much to look forward to in terms of, development traits and whatnot for this team. It's all good though, all good. We're gonna hop over to the re-sign players tab. This stage of the offseason, let's see who we have to bring back to the team. I think Davion Taylor is actually a free agent. Let's check out who is here though in total. We got Bo Melton, Quentin Bohanna, Kalen Barnes. I kind of want Kalen Barnes back. Same thing with Davion Taylor. I'm just unsure if I'll be able to get him. N'Keal Harry. I don't think I want N'Keal Harry back. He's 25. I think we can get some different receivers here in free agency. I almost want to bring back Shelley just because he blocked a couple kicks this year, but I'm not going to do that. Troy Pride, I think we'll bring back to the team. I'll at least try to give him a contract here. We have a lot of money. We have like a ton of money. Let's go with like a 2-year deal for Troy Pride if he wants that. He is coming back to the team for 2 more seasons. I'm very comfortable offering him that contract. We're going to try to get Kalen Barnes as well. Let's give him like a 3-year deal. Let's bump this up a little bit. Let's do something like that. He's going to test out free agency. Maybe we can try to snag him in free agency still. If we can't get him, it's not the end of the world. Davion Taylor, though, I do want you back. 4 years, I actually really don't mind. Let's go player friendly, but let's bump down the years to 4. Let's try that. He's coming back to the team. He's not that expensive. He'll probably be regressing by the end of his contract, but that's fine. He's at least a starting caliber linebacker for us. I don't really think there are any other players who I want to bring back right now. The only other guy would be like Quentin Bohanna. I guess I'll give him a contract. He's at least a decent depth guy. I'll give him a 2-year deal if he wants it. He wants to play for a new team. That's whatever. And Bo Melton we can move on from. Before we head into free agency though, let's check out the 3rd mock draft. I just want to see when I actually pick. We pick at number 8. That's not too bad. We can potentially trade up to get one of these guys at the top if I see anyone who I really want. But this isn't really a draft class I'm like incredibly interested in. At least near the top part. Darnell Diggs is looking pretty solid, I think. He's got B man coverage, which is really nice. It depends on what his speed actually is. It is good to great right now. So if it turns out that he has great speed, we might need to trade up, but we'll kind of see how that goes. I think we are good though to hop into the first week of free agency. Let's see who's available. This is going to be massive for this team. We have a ton of money. Derwin James, Kareem Hunt, Odell Beckham Jr., Mike Gesicki, Josh Allen. A lot of guys here that we could use. David Montgomery. No, I'm not going to bring him back. A lot of guys here we can certainly use on this team. One more thing I want to do before I go ahead and start signing guys. Let me just look at the team. Let's try to identify every hole that we have. And we might have to make a long list. But let me look at like the holes I really need to fill first. Running back is definitely a position I want to target. So is receiver. Running back and wide receiver for sure. There's a receiver I want to take in the draft, but I still want to get a bigger bodied receiver on this team. Offensive lineman, certainly. Almost every offensive lineman position, honestly. Maybe aside from the guards, I'm actually okay with them for another season. Tevin Jenkins is still pretty young, still has some room, but the center, left, and right tackles I think I want to replace. Cole Kmet is okay, but I wouldn't mind getting a different tight end. He's dropped a couple passes this year. He wasn't as reliable as I would have liked, so maybe we get a more athletic tight end because he only has like 82 speed. And then on the defense, cornerback, probably. I'm actually okay with the safeties for this next season, and I think I would like a different third linebacker. Davion Taylor's cool, Roquan Smith obviously amazing. Wouldn't mind a different linebacker, but mostly on the defense, we need to focus on the D-line. We did not get like any pressure this year. I don't know if that's going to be in the draft or in free agency, but we heavily need to focus the D-linemen. So now that we kind of identified a lot of the positions we're going to need, let's take another look at free agency. Derwin James would be awesome, but I just don't think I want him on this team. I really like where the safeties are. I want to try to develop Brisker. Jalen Thompson's still fairly young. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on Derwin James. I do want a running back. Let's start there. Who do we got to choose from? No one who's super, super good. I want a younger running back for sure. And there's just not many people to choose from down here, I don't think. So maybe we look towards the draft. I think that's the plan. Or we could go ahead and try to trade for a running back next season. That might be a good idea too. Now, receiver is another one. Another position I really want to address here. I'm definitely looking for a taller kind of receiver. I'm seeing like Alan Lazard or DJ Chark. They're very enticing right now. Or we could go with Auden Tate, but that 85 speed is brutal. Donovan Peoples-Jones. 6'2", so he's not as tall, but I think we're going to give him a contract. Yeah, he's 24 years old. I don't mind this contract at all. We're the only team targeting him as well, so I certainly don't mind trying to go after him. I think Juju would actually be all right too. Maybe we give him like a 1-year contract. I don't want to give him that much, honestly. I wouldn't mind taking him for a season though. That puts us way ahead of the Saints. We can actually lower this contract, maybe save some money. Let's do 6 salary and then 3 bonus. All right, let's try that. Maybe we can get Juju this first week. Now, Dawson Knox is a guy I'm really interested in. Cole Kmet kind of just wasn't it for me this year. I do run quite a bit of 2 tight end sets as well. And I think Dawson Knox might be our guy. 87 speed. Really like me some Dawson Knox. Let's give him a 3-year contract if he wants it. We're the only team in the hunt actually, so I'm gonna lower this a bit more. Trying to save money where I can. You know how it goes. He has a lot of interest in signing with our team, so I don't mind competing with people down the line. I'll take that for sure. This is the biggest one though. Offensive lineman. I think this is by far the biggest need on this team. I would go after Eric McCoy. Definitely would. But I just saw that Bengal did that, so I don't necessarily want to go after him. I'll give a guy like Garrett Bradbury a contract, though. Bring this down a little bit. He's at least a decent starting center. Not a big contract, but again, nobody's going after him. I don't mind offering that. He probably won't accept, but it's worth a shot. Nate Davis is interesting, but there's 5 teams interested. He has like 0 interest in joining our team. Maybe we come back to that. Now, Jenkins is a player I would normally consider getting. But once again, I think Jerome just signed him. I don't want to like overlap with those guys too much. Jack Conklin though. Jack Conklin would be good for like 3 seasons on this team. O-linemen don't regress that badly. So an 80 overall right tackle, I would not mind that. That's a huge upgrade. I would like to make a rather decent sized signing on the defense here for an edge rusher. Marcus Davenport is good. But there is Josh Allen over here. He does not have much interest, like any interest at all. But I feel like he might be worth a shot. I am currently unable to give Josh Allen a contract because we have 5 negotiations already. So what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate the offers. Let's see if we got anyone. Jack Conklin, that's the only player we got. We are still the top team on Dawson Knox. Not anymore on Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't mind raising this, though. We are tied with the 49ers. His interest is still pretty high in signing with us, though. Garrett Bradbury, we need to improve this on. We are above the Packers now, and then Donovan Peoples-Jones, still the only team. Derwin James went to the Eagles. I see that there. All right, so Josh Allen is still here. Let me give him this contract here and see what that says. We are not going to be able to get Josh Allen. I don't want to completely break the bank on him. So, what about Marcus Davenport? He is on the Texans now. Okay. So, we missed out on the top 2 edge rushers. They didn't have any interest joining us anyway. But there might still be some guys down here, like Bryce Huff. 2 teams interested, but he's not that bad. 25 years old with that star dev. Let's try to give him a contract here. Gonna have to bump it up a tad. Not sure if this is completely worth it, but we are above the Saints and the Seahawks. I'll try that, just so I at least try to get some edge rusher here, you know? We have 5 active negotiations, so let's go ahead again and skip by, see who joined the team. We got Garrett Bradbury and we got Bryce Huff. Still did not get Dawson Knox or Juju or Donovan Peoples-Jones. I really want Dawson Knox, man, I do. We are a little bit above the Eagles now. All right, so let's try that again. But first, let me take a look at a couple other positions here. Now, I like our safety situation a lot, but Nasir Adderley up here has a lot of interest in joining us. I wouldn't mind him being a backup safety. He's certainly not bad. So let's see if we can get him on the team. Maybe do the same thing here at strong safety. CJ Gardner-Johnson is still available. He could play corner for us. Don't think I want that to happen, though. Ronnie Harrison. He is superstar dev. Interesting. I don't think I want him. I want Jaquan Brisker still to start. And I feel like if I signed Ronnie Harrison, I'd be too tempted to start him. This is a random signing, but I want a different punter. And Jack Fox has superstar dev. So again, let's go ahead and advance by. The only other player we got is Jack Fox. Dawson Knox still has not accepted, but we are still the top team. Juju's probably going to the 49ers. Nasir Adderley might be going to the Rams. I don't want to give him that much more money, though. He's not even going to be starting for us. I'll leave this contract here. He's probably not going to accept, though. But I'm not able to evaluate offers anymore, so let's go ahead and check out some prospects. Now, Darnell Diggs is actually looking kind of good now. He has great speed, ran a 4.42. Could be a guy we make a move up for. But my man is still down here. Steven Allen. Still very interested in him. How fast is he, though? 4.46. He's not that slow. That's not awful speed. Lonnie Atkins down here also just a decent player based on when he's actually supposed to go. He ran a 4.32. All right. He might actually be the pick. Doesn't have great coverage. I mean, he's B-zone. That's not that bad. But he's really fast, and we kind of really badly need speed in the secondary. This safety over here has A-man coverage. Ran a 4.41. Greg Middleton, also a pretty decent looking player. This is a player I've been waiting on for a while. Ben Wheeler. What is your 40? 4.26. Oh my god, that's amazing. Elite acceleration and agility as well, with great change of direction. Yeah, Ben Wheeler's a guy I really want. This guy actually looks kind of sick as well. Jared Carnegie. He has great speed. Ran a 4.4. He's 6'4". B catching. F deep route running sucks. With elite jumping as well, though. Oh, I really like Jared Carnegie. Maybe in the 3rd round we can get him. I threw a lot more players on my draft board. I'm still unsure what to do, man, with our first pick. There are so many good-looking players. We might trade back. I don't really know. We'll have to make a decision when we are in the draft. But let's hop back into free agency. Take a look at the guys I've targeted. There's only one player here, and it's Nasir Adderley. Does that mean we got Dawson Knox? It does. Let's go. We also got Donovan Peoples-Jones. Not a bad free agent haul. Got some really good players. Fear Nasir I still want, though. Just don't think it's going to be an option. I advanced one more week. Let's just take another look. We did not get Nasir Adderley. All right, didn't really think so. He actually won't be playing that much, so we will get David Long. At least I'll give him a contract for a season. And we actually got him on the team. All right, so he's a decent depth corner. Now, of course, I'm going to invite some players to come to the facilities for a private workout. We also have a trade offer. Cole Kmet. All right, hang on a second. What's the trade here? Asamoah at middle linebacker would be kind of sick. Rasul Douglas at corner wouldn't be that bad. I don't know if I'm going to trade Kmet, but it's good to know teams are interested. Asamoah wouldn't be too bad. He's young, but I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. So yeah, I got to bring some players in for some private workouts, but I'm going to go and sift through all my guys just to see who I want to actually invite. I think I have my guys decided. Well, at least I have 2 of them decided. We'll figure out the 3rd one together. We're going to invite Ken Vaughn. We will also invite Armand Leach, a player I haven't really talked about too much, but if he has A finesse moves, he might be the dude we take with our first selection. Vaughn is the other guy I'm looking at here, because if he has B block shed, he'll be very enticing to take. So this is kind of to decide who we take with our first selection. And the more I look at this player, the more I really want him. Sean Ford looks really good. I just don't think I'll be able to get him. I might also invite Tyler Terry, a right tackle. He looks really good as well. We know a lot about him, but let's just see if we can know anything else about him that would be really valuable. But with that, we are good to advance into the draft. This is potentially the most exciting part. Hopefully I don't screw it up. It's also kind of stressful, I guess, in that regard. But let's start the NFL draft. I don't think I want to trade up. There definitely are a few guys at the top I want, but I don't want to give up anything to trade up. I think we can wait until pick number 8. The Panthers gonna take Demarius Gold, number 1 overall. Houston Texans take Sean Ford, the outside linebacker I was looking at. The Seahawks, do they go quarterback? They don't. They go Bill Polk, a guy I actually have fully scouted, but he didn't seem worth it. Maybe he has a good dev trait, but just in terms of his talent, it just wasn't really all there. He was a top 5 projection, but with round 1 talent. Could still be very good though. Steelers, they could go quarterback too. They don't. When is this quarterback gonna go? I have no idea. They go with a left tackle. The Giants gonna take a defensive end, Vincent Grimes. The Lions up next. They go Randy Leslie, another edge rusher. He also looked pretty solid. The Cowboys then, actually really weird seeing them pick at number 7. They're gonna go ahead and take Tyler Terry. That was the guy I actually just threw on my draft board as one of my focus players. So that's tough, but it's okay. I guess it could potentially make this decision a little bit easier. It certainly does not though, because we have Darnell Diggs here. I kind of want him because he does look really good. Oh, he looks so good, but I just don't think I can do that. I don't think I can pull the trigger. We need some D-line help, I think, more than corner. We also have some corners down here. I mean, again, we do have D linemen as well, potentially in the 2nd round here. And Howie Klein, who I really like. And also we have a left end, Carlos Randolph, who's not too bad, could potentially slip into the 2nd. I know the 2nd pick in the 1st round is going to go to Ben Wheeler. I think that one's for sure. This pick here is just where it gets tough. I'd be okay with, I think, a few guys here. So, turns out Leach does not have A finesse moves. Don't think I want to take him super early then. Spittle is a very good looking player. I'd be okay with him. I'd be okay with Ken Vaughn. And I would be okay with Darnell Diggs. So because of that, we should trade this pick away. I don't need to take anybody right now. Let's see what's being offered. We're going to have to manually trade this one. I don't want to move back too far. Moving back to pick 14, we can get a 2nd this year as well. I do need another 2nd. That could be an option. Or we can move back to 12 and get a 2nd next year from the Dolphins. I still think I want this with the Raiders, though. I'm going to continue simulating 1 by 1. And if 2 of the 3 players I want get selected, I'll trade up to get the 3rd. Let's try that. So, we're going to accept this with the Raiders. We're getting pick number 14 and 46 this year, along with a 7th next year. Perfectly good with that. The Raiders traded up to take Joe Hobbs, a D tackle. Colts up next. They go Greg Middleton. That guy looks really good as well, honestly. Jags. Marquise Hairston, a defensive end. Cardinals up next. Darnell Diggs finally goes off the board. Dolphins at pick 12. They go Sean Haskins, another corner. The Lions are going to take Reed Taft. And again, we have a choice between 2 players. This linebacker also pretty enticing. I just wish he was faster. If he had like elite speed, I'd be all over him for sure, but he just doesn't. So we're still between a D tackle and Ken Vaughn. I'm going to check the trades again just one more time. See what else is being offered. If we can accrue some other draft picks, that would be sick. Might as well do this one. The Vikings are trading up 1 spot. I mean, we're only getting a 4th next year and a 5th this year, but I mean, it's worth it. It's extra picks. And I'm honestly comfortable taking either of these guys. So let's go buy one more pick. Matt Childs. They traded up to take a receiver. mean, all right. Just checked the trade offers again, and no one is offering any first-round draft pick for this year anymore. So I think we're going to go ahead and select a player. This is a tough decision, but I think it might be the D tackle. I don't know if I will end up regretting this or not. They both look really good. 4.69 speed, 33 bench press reps at the combine for Vaughn. The D tackle, 4.8 speed, 39. Oh, Spittle looks really good, but so does Vaughn. Oh, it's such a tough pick. I think we might need interior defensive lineman a bit more than an edge rusher. So I think because of that, we're going to take Spittle. The first pick in Bears franchise is going to defensive tackle out of Virginia, Eric Spittle. No way he has normal. Oh, that is such a pain. I thought he was going to be really good. The thing is, I might need to actually trade up to make sure I get Wheeler. He's a guy I can't leave this draft without. So I think I might simulate until another receiver goes and see if we can make it to our draft pick. No way Ben Wheeler just went the next pick. Oh my God. That is actually so painful. He went so early. I wanted to take him so badly. I was literally interested in Ben Wheeler from the first time we saw the draft class. I guess I should have taken him instead of the D tackle. I think there are still 3 players who I really want to take in the first round. So I'm going to simulate until maybe one of them goes, maybe 2. I don't know just yet. Let's see who the Ravens take. They go with that linebacker. Jets take an outside linebacker. Another receiver goes to the Patriots here. We might actually be able to make it to our draft pick without having to trade up. Eagles next up, and none of the players I wanted got selected. Ken Vaughn goes right now, though. Now at this pick, then, I guess we're going to take a cornerback. One of these 2 guys, and I think it's going to be Atkins. He's a little bit better. Steven Allen has a lot of height, but Atkins actually has a ton of speed. 4.32 speed. He's the fastest corner. We're going to take him. At least we got somebody with hidden dev trait. 94 speed, 94 excel. I'm actually really happy with that selection. I'm going to stop going pick by pick now. We're going to go to the second round, and Allen just went. A lot of the guys I wanted going right before us. There is still another receiver here. I don't know how desperate I want to be, though. We're in a 4.51. Kind of wish I knew his catching. He has horrible route running ability, though. He can't be that good. I'm not gonna reach on him. Instead, then, I think we're going to get either Howie Klein or this left end. I think it's going to be Klein, though. I've also been interested in this guy forever, so we're gonna select him. Normal dev trait. This draft could have gone so much better, man. We do need another receiver. Do I just take Jared Carnegie now? He does look really good. I think we do. We missed out on Ben Wheeler, but we'll get Carnegie. 93 speed, and he's 6'4". Only normal dev. With 95 jumping as well. All right, that guy actually looks really good. A lot of the offensive linemen are gone. Lance Griffin looks decent because he actually has pretty good strength here with 34 reps. 38 reps at his pro day. So Lance Griffin might be the guy. I think we go ahead and pull the trigger on him. So Lance Griffin, he's 23, which isn't great, but he's on the team. Normal dev, 90 strength. I got one hidden dev trait player. I really hope he's good. This might be our best chance at a running back here. Tony Holly. A break tackle, A carrying. Looks pretty decent. He has A trucking as well. Wish he was a little faster. But 4.48 speed probably isn't that bad. We're going to take him. 90 speed, not the worst. 90 acceleration, normal dev as well, but he might be the starter. We got a pair of 5th round selections here. There's still a round 1 to 2 guy all the way down here. He's awful though. Just looks completely terrible. I'm not even gonna bother with that guy. There's a pretty decent left guard down here I might end up selecting. C pass, B run block. Which is not all that bad. I think I'm gonna go ahead and snag that guy. Maybe he can be something here. So let's go take Bryce Newkirk. Out of Florida State, normal dev, only 85 strength. Wish that was higher. I got a couple guys on my draft board here still. Some linebackers, DeMarcus Telfer and Pat Griffey. Let's see what they're all about. 4.59 speed. This guy has elite speed for an outside linebacker. Telfer, 4.71. All right, so it's definitely Griffey down here. He is 23, but I don't really care that much. 86 speed. Not amazing. But I guess, you know, best of his position group. The only player we have on the draft board is Tyron Richardson. Supposed to go undrafted, but it really doesn't look that bad. We're going to take him. Normal dev. So we got one hidden development trade player. Actually, we have another draft pick. I doubt a 7th round selection will be hidden. But let's see what we can find. We got a receiver down here with elite speed. So I'll take him. It is Shamir Hackett. He's only 5'8" though. But he could be a decent like kick returner. On the team, 97 speed. I'll take him to be a kick returner. But he's no Ben Wheeler. What are the overalls looking like? Brighten me up a little bit here, please. 75, 74, 72, 74. That receiver is actually not that bad. 65 tackle. 74 running back. All right. A 68, a 62, 67, and a 71. My man Spittle's actually pretty solid, though. 92 strength, 79 speed, 83 power moves, with nearly 70 block shed. Not all that bad. This cornerback is actually pretty good as well. Poor man in press coverage, but we can definitely work on that. 75 zone is sick, though. Howie Klein, another really solid-looking player. Not sure if he'll get the start right away. Might be able to, though. 76 power moves, 68 block shed, 84 strength, 83 excel, 82 speed. Definitely have seen worse. Carnegie's definitely a guy who's going to play, like, right away. He's good short route running. He can be our slot receiver. 93 speed, 89 excel, 83 catching, 95 jumping. I actually really like him. Take a look at Holly really fast. What's that trucking looking like? He has 86 trucking. All right, he's another guy who could actually be pretty good. With 90 carrying as well, 85 stiff arm. Not a bad running back in the slightest. And then this receiver down here at a 71. Really doesn't have good hands, but he's on the team to be a kick returner, which I'm perfectly fine with. Let's check out the entire NFL draft. Who's the best player? There are two 80s. At least it wasn't players I was considering. Actually, okay, ironically enough, Devontae Bellamy was a guy I was considering. I didn't want to take him because he's 23. That was like the main reason. Only star dev. Okay, so at least he's not an X factor. Ben Wheeler, though, is actually slower than our receiver, but he's way better. Only normal. Okay, thank you. If this man would have had like superstar or X factor dev, I would have cried. Still, really good player. Sad I missed him, but at least he only had normal. Really good safety here, though. Greg Middleton, hidden dev trade on the Colts. Looking real nice. Didn't really need safety, so I wasn't looking at him too much. David Harris, a receiver in the 3rd round. 76 overall. Only normal dev. He's also 5'9". Didn't really want that kind of receiver on this team. So honestly, all things considered, we didn't do that badly. But let me check out what my man Vaughn is all about. And also Diggs. I almost took him. Hidden dev trait. 93 speed, 95 excel. Kind of similar looking to the corner we got. Just swap the man in zone coverage. But what's his dev trait? This is actually really big. Star. I actually don't mind the corner we got then. He's at least like just as good in my opinion. But where is Vaughn? Vaughn is a 73. Of course he has hidden though. Guess here was the pick over Spittle. If it's only star though, I won't feel as bad. Star. Okay, thank you. I don't feel as bad then. Still probably should have taken him. But Spittle could be pretty good for us. Honestly, an overall fairly weak draft class with at least the dev traits and stuff. Actually, I didn't check out Middleton. What is he all about? He only has star too. Yeah, the hidden development traits in this draft class are pretty bad. I definitely don't feel as bad then, missing out on a couple of these guys. Oh, the top ranked quarterback in the class is this guy right here. Only normal dev. The Packers spent another 1st round pick on a quarterback. But that is going to do it for the offseason. Next time, I will be introducing the draft class. The names will be changed to viewers, so don't worry, I didn't forget about that. That'll be next time, and also I think next time it'll be the preseason. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.